Right, guys, in this lesson, we're going to be talking about your concept development. This is going to be a relatively short one because I think this is the kind of thing that agencies love to overcomplicate, and this is the kind of stuff that they show people on sales calls to make them look better than they are, right? They have we've got this big strategic setup to test and iterate. I don't do any of that shit. So you're going to get access to this, and this is basically my creative lab. I'm going to take that off VSL. So it's the Creative Lab, and basically what this is, how do I get rid of that? And basically what this is where you can store all of your creatives, and it means that you can give it to editors, you can share this with clients, but this is basically where I work from. So you'll actually get access to this to change it about, but basically I have a few different ways that I work, right? So normally we'll just do this, and this will be like add concept 1, right? And in here I'll choose if it's an SSL, which is an image. That's just a term that I've made up, by the way, which is static sales letter, or we've got a video sales letter. Now, you can add more in here. You can break that down into UGC, doctor VSL, lifestyle VSL, whatever it is you want to break it down into for that specific client. But I just use VSL and SSL. I can assign this to all my different people. I've got the angle, so I'm showing you how I would basically break this down. So let's go back over, we had some angles in this. We're going to go for the menopause angle. We have that in here. The awareness level, I'm going to go for an unaware ad for this one. Now, loom instructions. Sometimes when I'm sending this to a video editor or a designer, I'll make a quick loom video, just going over exactly what I want. And then it just means that because a lot of the time you're going to be working with either Filipino video editors, maybe their English isn't quite good. It just depends. Sometimes it's better just to get on video and show someone exactly what you want. Reference ad. So if we're referencing a different ad, I can put the ad library link in here, or I can download the video. I'll show you how to do that and put it in here in a Google Drive. Audio files. That's if I'm using something like an 11 Labs script, an AI script. Creative assets. If I've got any specific videos or UGC content that I want them to use, I'll put it in here. Then the overall Google Drive. Sometimes I'll make a full Google Drive with everything that editor or the designer actually needs to go ahead and create that ad. Then I've got basically started, creative brief to be edited, done, right? Now, like I said, you can change this however you want, right? Now, in here is where I leave this blank. Lots of people have got this very templated because I like to do this ad hoc. Now, I'm going to give you a brief template to add into this, but it'll be a Google Drive where I'll show you exactly how I brief the editors. But this is essentially all I'll do, and then I'll have something like notes. Then I'll have something like, we're targeting this demographic, so we're let's actually just write one out here for an example. If I go over to a brief, I want to be targeting this. Targeting this demo. We're targeting this demo. They know the angle from here, but I'll just say angle, and then I'll kind of go into specific parts of the angle. So menopause, what was this actual product? Menopausal skin aging, and how it relates to relationships, feeling worthy, etc., etc. Right, anything else that I need to put in there, whether it's static or stuff, that's why I leave this very open, because I'm basically just writing out my notes. Then when I've actually written a script, or if I've got copy for let's say it's an image, right? Sometimes I'll just put in actually we can just put the divider in there. So let's say it's an image, I'll put headline, then I'll copy and paste my headline in there, then I'll be bullets, then I'll be right, we want these so-and-so bullets in it. Then I might not have a call to action, or I might have a call to action, whatever. But remember, a lot of this is going to come from the reference ad, so you're basically just giving them a fill in the blanks thing for it. We can also put in our notes stuff I want this opening 3 seconds of the VSL to have a split screen with the UGC creator, some sort of medical diagram, or the box being opened, or the cream being applied, whatever it may be. I'll add that into my notes section. Like I said, I'm going to do all of this in real time when we've actually written an ad out, and I'm going to be doing it when I'm showing you the statics. But this is basically how I do it, right? Now, that is how you're going to do that part. But basically, when you go to create ads, it's all going to be dependent on budget and what you've agreed with your client, right? But let's say you're doing one concept today. Typically, depending on editors, an editor might take 1 day to do a concept, okay? But see, if you're just doing the copy, I could easily do 3, maybe 4 concepts in a day. And that is a fully scripted 6 to 8 minute VSL for each of them. And then maybe 1 static image ad. Now, the way that you want to think about it is just have in your mind, what am I going to do? And then use, so like ad set 1, I want to use menopause angle. Ad set 2, I want to use menopause angle again, but we're going to do a static image. And this one, we're going to do a UGC VSL. And then ad set 3, we're going to do Korean skincare is always ahead. We're going to do that in here, and that is going to be like a doctor VSL. So that's the way that I like to think of it. And then what I'm doing is I'm just putting that into here. And then you can name these whatever you want. So I could be like Korean doctor VSL. And again, so on and so forth. Add concept 2. And then this is the UGC menopause. Whatever you want to do. But you want to kind of have this mapped out before you go into actually creating the ads so that you know what you're supposed to be doing. In my personal opinion, you don't need to overcomplicate this task and this part of the process, because it doesn't matter, it's organizational, and there might be some brands that might already have a process for this. Your main job comes in the next module, where we're actually doing the creative part. We're actually writing ads, we're actually writing copy, we're actually coming up with ideas. So that is your kind of concept development and what you should do in planning preparation to actually go and write ads. And in the next module, we're going to get into my favorite part, which is actually writing some ads. So I will see you guys in that module.